Hi, my name is Philip Singleton. I'm the Chief Executive at Millennium Point.
Beverly Nielsen, Director, Employer Engagement, Birmingham City University.
Birmingham Made Me is about a celebration of businesses and particularly their products that are made in the wider city region, Birmingham and a little beyond. And for me, it's about things that have been designed, often by graduates from the universities around here, then created in prototype, research developed, then made, and often amazingly beautiful products, and then sold successfully, and most importantly, very often exported around the world. So it's actually about the engine room of Birmingham being the place where things are thought about, designed, created, and then made, hence Birmingham Made Me.
Birmingham Made Me is an initiative that has been brought together as a collaboration between Birmingham City University, business and other partners in the city of Birmingham, but across the West Midlands region. And the intention is to showcase innovation and design excellence across our city region, and the many examples of that have changed the quality of life for people around the world today and over hundreds of years.
Jobs Fair is really much about making Birmingham Made Me stitch into some tangible realities for individuals. So there's two types of jobs fairs going on at Millennium Point during Birmingham Made Me. The one is about graduates, and it's supported by the university. BCU actually support Birmingham Made Me. But then the wider jobs fair, which is promoted by the Birmingham City Council and others, is about actual employers that have got actual jobs that sit and stand at desks and welcome. We're expecting between 1,000 and 3,000 people through our doors during that day. Youngsters, particularly BOA youngsters and others in that cohort around the region that need work, need jobs, need prospects. And those employers will be talking to them, interviewing them, I guess, and maybe meeting them again subsequent to the actual jobs fair, and bringing all of those employers into one place is quite an unusual move. So people can literally go from point to point and talk to employers and get a feel for the jobs. Because even though there are too few jobs around, I think everybody should be picky about what they want to do and who they want to work for. And we've got a great list of employers lined up.
Key focus in the 2 previous years that we've had this initiative going have been a design exhibition, a design expo to showcase the innovation design excellence. But of course, innovation is all about entrepreneurship. It's all about new ideas, but not just having new ideas, but bringing them to reality and then obviously selling them around the world.
I think the young people should visit the jobs fair because getting your first job very often, or maybe your second job, but particularly your first job when you come out of school or a college or from a university, it's a very, very critical decision. And coming to a place where you can compare and contrast and listen and talk and be listened to by potential employers and quite important people that represent each of those big names that are residents as employers in the city or again slightly beyond is a really huge opportunity. So I definitely encourage people to come along and talk and listen.
I think it's a great jobs fair. First of all, we've got a huge range of employers going to be exhibiting. They've all got live jobs, and so it's real opportunities for young people across a range of sectors and areas. So I mentioned businesses before, but of course not just businesses, lots of organisations are involved as well. NHS, University Hospitals Birmingham, West Midlands Police. So we've got a whole range of organisations, from construction, from automotive, Jaguar Land Rover obviously, other learning institutions are exhibiting. So it's a real range of opportunities across sectors and areas, very exciting growth areas, and I think there'll be a real buzz there, and that young people will go down and they think, gosh, I never knew all of this was actually going on, but there it is all in one place.
Jobs Fair this year is the first time Millennium Point's actually hosted it, and we're doing it with other parties. Birmingham Met College is also involved in it, and we're doing it in partnership with Birmingham City University, so they're really interesting partners to work with, and we often do work with those. For me, it's actually making Millennium Point a little bit more economically relevant particularly to young people, because we have such a vast group of young people as a proportion of the population in Birmingham, is to make it absolutely a locked-in opportunity for them to come along. So I would like to see the numbers high. I'd like to see the employers thinking it's a great thing. Politically, that's a good thing in the city. And Millennium Point is a big public building that's very accessible for long hours each day, every day of the year, bar Christmas Day. So it's really helping put us on the map of a place to come to and be surprised at what's inside.
The main thing to achieve is to enable young people to find real opportunities for their career development here in the Midlands. And one of the big concerns are that we lose a lot of young people. They go down to London, the South East, elsewhere around the world. It's not actually that we haven't got opportunities here right on our doorstep. Sometimes it's just the links, making the links between an opportunity and the right talent is not always as easy as we'd like to try and make it. So the big outcome is lots of young, talented people are able to see a range, a spectrum of job opportunities.
Well, what we're also doing, we're running seminars and we're talking about CV writing, curriculum vitae writing, and also interview techniques. Those are seminars that are going on during the main jobs fair day, which help people present themselves in a written form and personally to bring over their personality in front of an interview panel, because those are things that people are often not done. I sit on interview panels a lot. I recruit a lot of people myself, and people get very nervous. There's no need to be, because I'm just an ordinary person along with the rest of my interview panel. You know, people think we're some kind of ogres, and we're not. We're real people that want to make big, important decisions, because they're very important decisions to us as employers, just as it is to the potential employee. So helping people relax, helping them bring over their personality and their qualities and their experience, what they've achieved, what they want to achieve, how they would work with you as an employer, is stuff we absolutely have to get over.
I think it's really what the employers that I talk to are saying to me from all sectors, public and private sectors, media, hospitals, manufacturing, is that this what they really want to see is young people with experience in the areas that they're looking to work in. So but not only in those areas. I mean, if young people have gone out and worked in the hospitality industry for a while, or in banking for a while, and then maybe they were moving into another area, they'll be very impressed by that. That shows sort of real can-do attitude. People who are getting out there and sort of getting up in the morning and getting in on time for work, and they're very impressed by all of that sort of thing. So I think what we need to do, all of us in educational institutions, is find the routes into work experience, really applying the knowledge. That's really what it's all about, isn't it? The excitement of learning new things and then actually doing something with them, making a difference in the place where you are working, and sort of seeing the results of your work in action. I think that's very satisfying. So we need to do as much of that as we possibly can with the young people in the city. We need to really create a very constructive dialogue between business and the education institutions. And Idea Birmingham, the think tank that sits behind Birmingham Made Me and has sort of run all of these projects and initiatives, that's really what that's all about. It's about, how do we create the links between education into work so that young people are doing jobs that are really satisfying, very fulfilling, and actually making a difference to the economy.
You'd have to ask the individuals. I think the big important thing for us to do is make sure the jobs fair is seen to be the place to come to, the place to engage with, listen and talk, as I've said. And then get exposure to all those employers. I mean, I must admit, there are employers whose names I know, but I couldn't tell you where their headquarters are, which door to knock on, and most importantly, of course, which person to get in touch with. And those people will be lined up, by their dozens at the jobs fair. So that's the best way of improving the awareness. And I think we're communicating and advertising and pushing and promoting the jobs fair. So hopefully schools and individuals and colleges will be able to make that point. That's why I'm here today.
I think they're probably not as aware of the great businesses on our doorstep as maybe I think it would be good for them to be, if I can put it like that. I think what we found last year with the Design Expo at Millennium Point, just down the road here from Birmingham Ormiston Academy, what we found was that young people came along and they yes, they sometimes knew that Jaguars and Land Rovers were made in the region. They didn't always know Aston Martins were made in the region. They didn't always know that Alga Rangemasters were made in the region, or Pashley Cycles, Brooks England Saddles, which are really enjoying a huge renaissance now, very cool. They didn't always know about Acme whistles, that, you know, every World Cup match, you know, since time began has been refereed with an Acme whistle. So I think what they sort of were able to tune into is a great tradition of innovation in our city region, a great history of changing the world and the way we do things, of improving quality of life. That's something that I think we can all justifiably feel really proud about. But what that means today in terms of real opportunities and real skills that young people might like to acquire if they want to make a contribution in those businesses.
I think Birmingham's a very creative city. I don't always look back, I'm not a historian, but people often talk about the Lunar Men. And they're people that made all these products and created a bank, created the steam machine, the first steam machine in the world, and the canal system, and, you know, so goods and money and transactions could flow, and all these amazing things were created back in the early Victorian era. We are the foundation of the Industrial Revolution, so it's an amazingly making place. And my case that I put to that is that all of those things were created, they were designed, they were created by those brains, by those people around them. We often talk about lunar men, but I'm sure there were lunar women effectively as well, you know, some big cohorts of people who were creating amazing goods. And here we are today with great training institutions, colleges and universities that are actually creating very, very creative people. Bow is a really interesting example, because I'm a little bit involved here, and, you know, I see people dancing and having fun, but I also see people like you guys sitting behind the technology, making the medium all work. So there's a great spread of creativity from technical to charisma. And I think that's quite big in Birmingham, actually, and I do regard it as a creative city. I regard it as a design city as well.
Creativity in its widest form is what we're great at, actually. You know, we did change the world with the Industrial Revolution. Sometimes other parts of this country claim the credit for the Industrial Revolution, but of course Abraham Darby first smelted iron ore with coke. That made the Industrial Revolution possible. That was 1707. It's a very long time ago. That creative spark, people like Darwin, Wedgwood, Priestley, who all came from here, the so-called lunar men, they were truly inventive, great creators, great industrialists, Watt, Bolton, Murdoch, all of those people. But even through to today, what does that mean to today? Well, we've got great digital creative industries here in the centre of our city. We've got great creativity in the form of all forms of art, Icon Gallery and all of the amazing work going on there. I think it's really not boxing creativity in, but thinking about creativity in all its aspects, whether it's nursing, care homes, the police, the quality of life that we all enjoy.
Well, it's the first time I've done it. So all I know is that it's been highly regarded before. A jobs fair, a lot of people have come along. Politically, it's seen as important in the city, and that's simply because unemployment is a little too high in Birmingham relative to everywhere else, and we really should be seeking to get everybody that wants work, finding them employment. That's a really important ambition, so I think that's a very relevant thing to be doing. So increasing the footfall should be our ambition this year, and frankly we should be looking to exceed it in years to come.
I think what's different about it is the range of events. You know, we're really interested in trying to help young people have a dialogue with business, listen to business, hear what they've got to say about how they're presenting themselves, the experience they're getting. And we're really looking to develop a program, an ongoing program with young people where they can get out into business during their time in education, not only just spend a day or a couple of weeks in business, but just actually understand how businesses fit together, the whole picture that's involved in creating a new product, creating a new service. And you know, you have to do that whether you're in media or whether you're making, you know, an Arga. You've got to sort of see the whole picture, understand how it fits together.